Hello, chat. Today we're gonna be crowning, my Skirk finally. I mean, to be honest, it really is, it's something. I definitely wanted this to happen for a long time because, well, I was planning on making it happen, when she launched, kind of, you know the whole story. I made the video where I didn't know the weekly boss was even out. Now, we can go ahead and we can test on the Capybara and we can see how much damage we're doing. Now, something I haven't mentioned in any of these videos is that I do have Shenhe now with a quill, the Calamity Queller, 4,000 attack. It's pretty good. So what we're gonna see here is we're gonna see her probably get near to killing the Capybara depending on what artifacts that I use. Now there's two options that I like using right now. I can go ahead. Why do I have 80% crit rate? There has to be a mistake. There's no way I have 80%. This has got to be something where it's like I already have the 15% crit rate or something. I don't know. I definitely... We don't have... There we go. I don't know how I got a random 12% extra crit rate. Don't ask me how. I really don't know. Oh, wait. I know how. The artifact set, it gives you an increments of, 12 to 36. I don't know. I guess because the statue healed us. It counted. So we're going to do this. We're not going to do a lot of damage. Flat out, we're not gonna do it. And the reason why I say we're not gonna do a lot of damage is because I'm using MH, and if you just saw, I had 80% crit rate with one stack of my MH. So yeah, it's a little bad, but hey, we're gonna have fun. That's what's most important here. We're not here to be super sweaty to calculate all the damage numbers to make sure we're doing everything correct. We are here to have fun, and that is the damage that we did. That's a lot of damage. Let's be everyone a little bit transparent here. That's a lot of damage. Being able to over half health the Capybara that easily just shows how strong Skirk is. And I mean, this is a set that I consider not very good for her right now because it's way too much crit rate. Oh hey, it's finally added. Yeah, so many people started using it that it's like, oh yeah. Let's see how many people are actually using MH. That's crazy. More people are using MH than the set that they actually recommended in the beginning. But what's even crazier is that only 68% of people are using her actual set. What are you other people using? There's a good 12% of people here not accounted for. All right, you know what, Genshin players, you never can understand them. You just can't. I'm probably already, if I were to look in the comments, gonna see like a paragraph of why I'm doing something wrong because my most intricate movement was wrong. All right, listen, you just can't understand them. You gotta understand, chat. All right, but 70% crit rate, that'll go up to 85%. Not necessarily a crit rate that I personally like. I want, at this point, 100% for every single character, and then I'm satisfied, right? I absolutely despise at this point, characters that will not get up to 100% crit rate, and, and I think, honestly, because it's a consistency thing, right? Like, if you get 100% crit rate, characters aren't bad with lower crit damage stats, chat. One thing I think, people should sort of come to terms with is that you don't need all the crit damage in the world anymore, right? We are easily, as, a player base, easily getting up to 300% crit damage on a lot of characters and, over like 270% crit damage on a lot of characters. And at that point, you might as well just go for the extra crit rate because the amount of damage that you lose for not critting is significant. And honestly, it just makes your character way more consistent, and being able to put trust into a character to do their job is exactly what I want out of a character. So I need that 100% crit rate, or at least as close to 100% as I can. And we're gonna test out now on the normal set, and we're gonna see, because I did have a rotation where I nearly killed the Capybara. Now, I nearly killed the Capybara. How? Well, I killed him almost because of, a whole shebang or shebang, whatever. We are seeing 150,000, not bad. And we're going to do that, and we'll go ahead, and yeah, I mean, wow. All right. Speaking of crit rate, chat, I don't know what happened there, with the crit rate and all the shenanigans, but we basically did the same amount of damage the MH set did, even though it has, we're only missing 15% crit rate. I would assume the reason for that being is because, well, we nearly, we probably missed some pretty big heavy crits, right? That can just happen. Now, chat, I'm gonna try rotation, and we're gonna try and kill the Capybara. The reason why I'm gonna do this is because I hate the Capybara. But the second reason why I'm gonna do this is because, well, I think it'll be a good measure of how much damage she can do if you really try and peek her out. More so if you try and look at her C2 performance. Not saying anything, but like, you know, if you looked at her C2 performance, I do not have C2, by the way. I just realized how that sounded. No, that's Shenhe. I don't have C2, by the way. It sucks. I hate it too. I've been summoning. I'm literally 0 primo gems, okay, chat? I have nothing. I'm trying for the C2. It just isn't coming. All right, chat, here we go. Let's go ahead, hold the E skill there. Let's go. I really want her to kill the capybara here. If I'm being entirely honest, I really want to see her do the capybara, but we gotta have her. She just, I'm sorry, that caught me off guard. She killed the capybara. I was not expecting 200,000 damage from her Q skill, right? Like, no, but I think we can all agree, nobody was expecting 200,000. Like, to give you a perspective of how insane that is, you do C2, and you just get that now. Plus more, because it counts more of your burst. Wow, I love C2, man. Wish I had it. I made mistakes there. We could have easily killed him. That's a 5 million damage rotation at C1 R1, right? And realistically, no, Caleb, sorry. I don't even know who you are. Realistically, you know, you probably were able to do something similar to that as like a spec, right? Like you could probably do something similar to that at C0, you know, if only she was able to burst every rotation. But yeah, that's insane. 1 million damage is what she got up to with her Q. And that's not even counting the 5th hit. And this thing's level 8. Like, by the way, yeah, Shenhe quills. We do need to understand, like, Shenhe quills were buffing the damage up by there, right? There was a pretty big damage buff in terms of that. I think I held her E skill. I don't think I pressed it. There's no other way to describe it. It's just insanity. Level 8 burst, and she does 1 million damage with it. And she's not even a burst damage dealer. I mean, well, she is, but like, she's not. But yeah, so a 5 million damage Skirk rotation. And, you know, it's crazy because I'll get comments saying it's gonna be Fruina and Miss Coffee carrying her. And let's be real here, they're doing a lot for her. But if you think they are carrying her, no. To put it simply, if I take my Ayaka against the capybara, sure, she has 1 constellation less, but she's doing 1.8. I don't think 1 constellation is adding, what, 2.2 million damage? Or no, 3.2 million damage. I don't think it's happening. So yeah, I think that kind of does it for this video. She did 5 million damage. What do you want from me? She did 5 million damage. Like, but the team did 5 million damage. There's nothing else to take away from this video. It's a 5 million damage team. That's good. I mean, obviously we did some gimmicks, right? But that's good. That's good. You know, 5 million damage. That's good. You know. But other than that, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.